This video will explain the secret to happiness. Here's one of my all-time favorite studies. It involves a ton of people who got spam texts. Sort of. Participants carried around a beeper with them and they got beeped at random times of the day. They were instructed to write down 2 things in a journal. 1, exactly what they were doing. 2, their overall level of enjoyment with the task. Researchers collected the data, analyzed it, and found out when people were actually happy, not just what they remembered enjoying. 2 very different things. It's easy to remember the good times, but most of life is mundane and in between. Happiness is a bit of a tricky word. We think of it as one thing, a state, an emotion, but it's really 2. The first is pleasure. When people were eating, they enjoyed the hell out of it. Drinking with friends. And obviously when they were having sex, they reported enjoying it. They probably enjoyed it a little less that time because they had to stop what they were doing and write something down. But that superficial level of pleasure has a limit, doesn't it? You can't eat, you can't have sex all day long. I can barely have it for 20 seconds. The biggest discovery, what trumps sucking down a 20-wing Buffalo Wild Wings combo? Complete and utter immersion in a singular task. Or at least that is what Mihai Csikszentmihalyi's life work and study has been about: flow. Let me draw this up for you. This is how we're gonna visualize flow. On the left side, we have how challenging something is. And on the bottom, we have your skill level of the task. For example, take something with a very high challenge level and you have a very low skill level. What does that cause emotionally for you? Anxiety. It's really hard and you're not very good. First day on a job where you're trying to learn it all. Now take the opposite scenario where you're overqualified and it's not very challenging. That is relaxation mode. You're mailing it in. Something that's not challenging and doesn't require a lot of skill. We're gonna call that a feeling of apathy. You're apathetic. You don't really feel much of anything. Whereas this, your skill level is so good you can do it in your sleep. This is so routine it puts you to sleep. Medium challenge level, but you're low skilled, you're gonna worry. Am I doing it right? I'm not very qualified for this. Are you sure I'm not messing up? You got medium skill, it's a high challenge. That's gonna cause arousal. You're pretty good at it, but it's very low challenge. We call that opposite of arousal, boredom. What about a high skill level and a medium challenge? You're going to be everyone's favorite, in control. That's the opposite of worry. But ultimately, where you wanna live is in what is called a flow state, where you have a high level of skill and you're highly challenged. And when you are here, you are going to feel on fire. So if you know that flow is the opposite of being I don't care, I'm bored, I'm zoned out, what is a flow state? There's a loss of time, a lack of self-consciousness. There's the merging of action and awareness, intense focus and concentration, feeling in the present moment, a sense of personal control. You got this. There's immediate feedback on what you're doing, and most importantly, feeling the potential to succeed. And when you think about it, the best times in your life are always in a state of flow. You ever heard someone say being in the zone? An athlete on the court who's so focused on the game, all their problems go away. You're deep in a yoga session, deep in the postures. You lose track of your problems. There's intense immersion. I've had personal flow states playing sold out shows to 30,000 people, doing festivals, going on tour. You might be deep in a journaling session where you're figuring life out. Well, that's a flow state. But how do you consistently tap into these? Well, this is where we'll merge another concept from positive psychology. Enter Martin P. Seligman. He distilled it down into one phrase that is so powerful: know your strengths and use them often. Martin Seligman came up with something called the signature strengths test, something I have all my metamorphic clients actually go through. It's free on his website, Authentic Happiness. I'll link it down below. And it'll rank order your top strengths, all 24 of them, in rank order. Some of my 5, and they're so powerful, I write them in the front of my journal. Creativity, love of learning, curiosity, wisdom, hope, humor, and playfulness. To the degree I'm able to tap into those strengths, to use our chart, is the degree we're gonna be able to use our skills. Because we're really good naturally, those things come natural to you. She's a natural, he's natural at it. You ever heard that? What they're saying is their strengths are naturally good at that task. Man, when you can consistently tap into those, you've won. If you want to apply for our coaching program, we talk about ideas like this, and we systematically show you how to create the 2.0 version of you over 10 weeks. I'll link down below where you can have a conversation for free with one of our coaches. Thanks so much for being here. See you in the next video. Till then, stop settling, start living. See ya.